Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 46-year-old Pennsylvania resident, Marine veteran, and Proud Boys member Dominic Pezzola was just sentenced for his January 6 crimes. As mentioned in other Proud Boys videos, I'm not going to go into all of what he did and said and bore you guys with repeating all of that. If you've missed it, I created a Proud Boys trial playlist on YouTube, so you guys can watch all of the videos I did during the trial if you're interested in those details. There are a couple of things, though, I wanted to point out about Pezzola. Just to refresh everyone's memory, he was the first person to breach the Capitol on January 6th. I'm sure you guys by now have seen the infamous video of him using a stolen police riot shield. He repeatedly struck and shattered a window, and then that's where people started crawling in, and then they busted the doors open. And he was seen inside the Capitol as well. He was part of that first mob that chased Officer Eugene Goodman up several flights of stairs, and then luckily the officer led him and others into kind of an ambush where other officers were waiting. And at the Proud Boys trial, Pezzola's longtime girlfriend said that he had no interest in politics until COVID. And then she said he became, quote, consumed, and basically he did nothing but drink heavily and watch Fox. There you go. Lethal combination. So Pezzola was arrested on January 15th of 2021, and following a 4-month jury trial, he was found guilty of destruction of government property, assaulting officers, and theft of government property. And he was the only Proud Boys member in that trial, included in this group, who wasn't convicted of seditious conspiracy. So based on the most serious of his felony convictions, he was looking at up to 8 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. The government, though, said that he deserved a terrorism sentencing enhancement, so they asked the judge to impose a sentence of 20 years in prison. At his sentencing hearing, Pezzola feigned remorse. He told the judge that he had given up on politics. He told the court that he is, quote, a changed and humbled man, and, quote, I never should have crossed the barrier at the Capitol that day, the first of many errors that day. I stand before you with a heart full of regret. I can only acknowledge how reckless my actions were at the Capitol and how much they impacted the country. And yes, I'm dripping with sarcasm right now for a very good reason. You'll find out. Pezzola added, quote, the events of J6 have crumbled the reputation of the nation I served in the Marine Corps. Pezzola also apologized to his daughters and his longtime partner, Lisa McGee. He said, quote, I have broken this family and crushed your heart. In addition, Pezzola apologized to the Capitol police officer he assaulted. Pezzola said, quote, I need to extend my sincere apology to Officer Ode, and if he were here, I would look him in the eyes and apologize for all the grief I caused him. So McGee spoke, his longtime girlfriend, and she said that Pezzola's case has financially destroyed their family. And then she said that she has been unable to find work. She said her 2 daughters have lost friends. They've been subjected to harassment. They've been bullied. She said they've been experiencing depression. That is not cool. Anybody out there who's doing that should be ashamed of themselves, right? These are kids. They had no part of this. This is not their fault. So if you're listening, cut it out. Knock it off. It's bullshit. Don't do it. But she also said, quote, in no way am I making excuses for Dominic's actions that day. As I said on the stand, he was a fucking idiot. So Pezzola's youngest daughter also didn't take the stand, but she stood to speak with the judge. And she asked him to, quote, give him some mercy so he can see me graduate college, so he can see me get my first home, my first job. All I crave is a hug from my father. And evidently, according to reporters who were there, Pezzola was sobbing at his table as she was speaking. As with other Proud Boys, U.S. District Judge Timothy Kelly presided over his case. And I should mention, this judge was appointed by Donald Trump, but he seems to be very fair and balanced. At least in most cases, he is. So Judge Kelly told Pezzola, quote, you were the one who smashed that window in and let people begin to stream into the Capitol building and threaten the lives of our lawmakers. It is not something I would have ever dreamed I'd see in our country. You really were, in some ways, the tip of the spear that allowed people to get into the Capitol. He added that Pezzola, quote, played a significant role and that the Capitol attack, quote, was a national disgrace. He has said that in other cases for Proud Boys. And then Judge Kelly also agreed that Pezzola's actions qualified for a terrorism sentencing enhancement. So when all was said and done, the judge sentenced Pezzola to 10 years in prison. As with the others, there was no public mention of probation or fines or restitution, so I'm not sure if he imposed any of that. And then after the judge rendered his verdict and after he walked out of the room, Pezzola proved he meant none of what he said, because as soon as the judge left, Pezzola pumped his fist in the air and he yelled out, Trump won. Yeah, freaking idiot. So, these people, they display crocodile tears, the phony remorse for the judges. That's it. And then they get half the amount of time that the prosecutor requests. I have to wonder, because I'm sure Judge Kelly knows about that. I'm sure someone told him. I wonder if he wants to call Pezzola back in and alter his sentence after that. And the ironic thing is, just before Judge Kelly left the chamber, left the courtroom, he reportedly said something to Pezzola, something to the effect of, I hope you've turned a corner, or I hope you've turned things around or something. Yeah, such a joke. So let's see if a full decade in prison wakes him up and makes him care about his family more than Donald Trump. All right, guys, I will let you know if I hear any more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please become a donor if possible, or leave a tip or super thanks. Really appreciate it. Really helps to keep the show going. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.